The main event down in Austin. There's a lot going on this weekend. There's Sting. There's Eminem. There's an F1. There's Texas and Georgia. And in my opinion, that is the main event. Austin is the place to be, honestly, worldwide at this point for this weekend. Let's jump into this. Texas is a 3.5-point favorite. I believe in the offseason, this was either 3.5 or 4 points for Georgia. So a 7 or 8 point swing there, or a 6 or 7 point swing there. Let's jump into these stats. Texas offense, 43.2 points per game, 5th in the country. Yards per play, 7.1, 10th in the country. Third down conversion rate, 49.32, 10th in the country. Yards per rush, 5.1, 25th in the country. Yards per pass, 9.6, 8th in the country. QB percentage sacked, 3.03%. That is 24th in the country. 100 dropbacks, only getting sacked three times. That is phenomenal. Now let's get to the side of the ball, which I'm most excited to talk about, this Texas defense. 6.3 points per game allowed, 1st in the country. 229.7 yards per game, 1st in the country. 3.5 yards per play, 1st in the country. Third down opponent percentage converting, 27.59%, 8th in the country. Opponent red zone scoring, 33.33% of the time they score in the red zone, number 1 in the country. Opponent yards per rush, 3 yards per rush. That is 10th in the country. Opponent yards per pass, 4.6, 1st in the country. Sack percentage, 9.34% of dropbacks end in a sack. That is 13th in the country. We are top 15 in every statistical category that matters on the defensive side of the ball. Been a long time since we could say that. Georgia, on the other side, 30.6 points per game, 40th in the country. Yards per play, 6.5, 21st in the country. Yards per rush, 4.3, 65th in the country. Yards per pass, 8.6, 24th in the country. QB sack percentage, 3.16, 25th in the country. That is phenomenal. I can't believe we're better than that. I never thought in a million years when Sark got hired that we would be better than Georgia in that category up front. Opponent's defense, 20 points allowed per game. That is 22nd in the country. 5.5 yards per play, which is 67th in the country. 3.9 yards per rush allowed. That is 41st in the country. 7.4 yards per pass allowed, which is 74th in the country. And this surprises me. Sack percentage, 4.94% of dropbacks end in a sack. That's how bad they are getting it to the quarterback this year. That is 86th in the country for Georgia. Michael Williams' injury plus the lack of like a Jordan Davis, Jalen Walker type player. That's what you get. They're not that good, honestly, up front as they used to be. Now let's get into what I think is going to happen, some of the keys to the game. So as I said, Georgia is not great at getting after the quarterback. I think they're going to have to manufacture pressure versus this Texas offensive line. They are not going to be able to play 5-on-5. If it's 5-on-5, Texas is going to win that. They're going to manufacture pressure. When that pressure comes, will Texas's veteran offensive line be able to pick it up? And will Quinn Ewers not be rusty or not have an off night and be able to deliver the football? I'm going to tell you right now, this game is going to be very similar to the Alabama game last year. Kirby Smart is an Alabama disciple, obviously Nick Saban disciple. He wants to play man-to-man. He wants to get pressure. And can Quinn Ewers exploit that with passes down the field? This is not going to be like Oklahoma. Oklahoma played a lot of cover two safeties back, and also played a lot of, honestly, they played 3 safeties at times to prevent from to keep the ball in front of them. There will be plays to be made deep down the field versus this Georgia secondary. Quinn Ewers must exploit it versus a secondary that's not as good as it normally is and be able to complete these deep passes down the field on the Texas offensive side of the ball. Number 2 for Texas, they have to keep that running game going. I honestly think, guys, what Georgia should do, I don't know if they're going to do this, but they're going to want to play keep away. They should want to play keep away because they do not have the offensive firepower to be able to play mano-a-mano versus Texas. If they're going to go possession for Texas, band for band, score for score, Texas is going to win this football game. They do not have the playmakers on the outside. So to prevent them from playing keep away, how about we play a little bit of keep away ourselves, and Trey Wisner is able to get the amount of yards he was able to get versus Oklahoma. I think that is a big key to this game offensively. I think for us to win this football game, one of our backs is going to have to go over 90 yards rushing. I'm not going to say 100, but over 90. That is one of my keys. I need to see 90 yards rushing from one of these backs. Or if Jaden Blue and Trey Wisner are both doing pretty well and they play them both, 50 to 60 from both. That's what I need to see. I need to see consistency. I need us to stay out of long passing down situations. Because guess what? If we're in 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, he's going to bring pressure. They're going to bring pressure. It's going to happen. And I'd like to stay out of that. On the other side of the ball, do not make this easy on Georgia. Do not commit penalties. This team is not explosive offensively. I've watched them enough. Can they be? Yes, I'm always going to say they can be because they're loaded with the 4- and 5-star guys, but they haven't been. So do not help them with stupid penalties. Keep your emotions in check. Do not have any stupid penalties like that. And also don't have face masks. Don't have defensive holding. Don't have defensive pass interference. Make them earn every single freaking yard. Make them earn it. Make them go down the field play by play. Do not allow them to hit deep. Guys, when they were getting back in that game versus Alabama, what did they do? They attacked Alabama consistently with the deep ball. You cannot allow that in this game. You have to keep it in front of them. You have to limit the explosive plays on the other side of the ball because honestly, I don't think they're going to be able to go 8 to 10 plays every drive and score points. They're just not going to be able to. I think Carson Beck isn't as good as most people thought he was going into the season, and I didn't think he was that as good as most people thought he was. And then also losing Ladd McConkey and Brock Bowers has clearly made a difference. And then Tate Ratledge missing at the guard position. He could come back this week, but he will be in his first game back after that ankle surgery. That tightrope surgery or whatever, basically what Tua Tagovailoa had. He could be rusty, but their offensive line's still good. But so Texas, you need to be able to keep the explosive plays in front of you. And honestly, Georgia, if you are smart, and we'll see what Mike Bobo does, they should run the ball more. Right now, guys, I believe they're only running the ball. They're only running the ball 44% of the time. So they're passing 56% of the time. They need to get back to 50-50. They need to get back to Georgia football. They've been way more finesse than they have been in the past this year. And to me, for them to win this game, I think as a team, they're going to have to run the ball for 100 to 150 yards, somewhere in between there. I don't see them running for anything more than that. So if I were them, I'd play a little bit of keep away, but I would run the ball more. I would get play action passing so you're able to open it up and push it down the field, because I think if they just decide, you know what, we're going to get in shotgun, we're going to push this ball down the field like we did versus Alabama, that's not going to work versus the Texas secondary. This Texas secondary is way better than Alabama's secondary. Way better. People are going to be like, oh, that's crazy, because they're going to point to last year. Guess what? Alabama doesn't have Kool-Aid McKinstry and Terrion Arnold this year. Guess what Texas has? They have Jahdae Barron, who is the highest rated cornerback in the country, according to Pro Football Focus. They have Manny Muhammad, who is doing phenomenal as well, plus good safeties. You're not going to be able to just sit back and be able to say, hey, we're going to take shots deep. They're going to have to manufacture those shots by running the ball consistently and effectively and then play actioning. If Georgia doesn't do that, they're not going to win this game. They're really not. And the thing is, guys, if you could promise me both teams played their A game this week, like if Georgia played their A game of what it is this year and Texas played their A game of what it is this year, Texas would win this game by 10 plus points. They are the better team. And I did not think that was going to happen. I said going into this season that Texas could play Georgia in a Walmart parking lot and it would not matter. Georgia was going to win that football game. I am completely wrong. I was completely wrong about that. If Texas plays their A game, they will beat Georgia by 10 plus points. I fully believe that. If they don't, we're going to have a ball game, because I don't think Georgia is going to come out slow twice this year in their two biggest games so far. And their two biggest games, what they're going to play in this year in the regular season, in my opinion, Alabama and Texas. I just don't see that happening. Could it happen? Yeah. And if it happens, I think Texas is going to win pretty damn big. I really believe that. I said 37-21 for Oklahoma. I'm going to predict Texas wins this football game. I think they win it 34-24. I think they're able to do what they need to do. I think Quinn Ewers will be more effective, and I think he will hit one or two deep shots in this game. And I think Carson Beck's going to turn the ball over and make more mistakes than Quinn Ewers. I also think our playmakers on the outside will make enough plays because they are better than Georgia's playmakers, and they will help out Quinn Ewers in that department. The only way I see Georgia winning this game again is if they were able to run the ball effectively, able to convert on third downs, and able to play a slower type game. The problem is, I don't think the ego of Mike Bobo will allow him to do that. They don't seem to want to do that anyways, and I don't see them changing their philosophy halfway through the season versus this Texas team. So I think they will try to throw it a lot. Do I think that he'll throw it 50 times like he did versus Alabama? No. But do I think he'll throw it 38 plus times? Yeah. And I think that favors Texas because I think you're going to get 2 to 3 opportunities to pick the ball off. And I think Texas is going to catch 1 or 2 of them, and I think Texas is going to capitalize off of them. So I'm going to take Texas to win this game 34-24. That would put me over the over-under of 56, and I would take Texas -3.5. But again, if Georgia plays their A game, we play a B game, they can beat us. But I really believe A on A. I think Texas wins this football game, and I think we win it pretty easily. So, guys, that has been my prediction for Texas and Georgia. If you guys want to leave yours in the comment, let me know. This next game is interesting. Both coaches are Nick Saban proteges. Yes, they are. And that is very interesting. And it could be a passing of the torch type situation. Everybody thought going into this year and going into the new SEC, when Nick Saban out, it created a power vacuum that Kirby Smart was going to step into and take over for. There's a real opportunity for Steve Sarkisian to win this game, get a lot of these recruits that are coming on campus this weekend committed, and it's completely flipped 180, and now it's Texas's league. And that is crazy to say. I did not think I was going to say that 5-6 months ago, but it is a real possibility. And I think, again, I can't believe I'm saying this. A on A game, Texas wins this game by 10 plus points. A on A game, that they do. But it's going to take an A game, guys. It is. I think a B versus an A game, Texas is going to lose. Texas will lose this game if Georgia plays their A game and we play our B game. It wouldn't be by much. I think Georgia would probably win by 1 to 3 points. But it wouldn't matter if they win 34-31, we'd still lose. And guys, this another thing about this game. This is a college football playoff cementer. We win this game, we will be in the college football playoff. We could go 3-2 in our last 5 games, and we're still in the college football playoff. And we're not going to go 3-2. But if we hypothetically did, we would still be in the college football playoff. So win this damn game. It's a gigantic game for many reasons. Win the game. You are the better team. Take care of business. Play to your standard. Play to your level. Let's do it, guys. We have the better offensive line. I'm not going to say it. We have a slightly better offensive line. I think we have a slightly better quarterback. I think we have better offensive weapons. I think we have a better pass rush. Linebackers are even. Safeties are even. I think we have better corners. I think we're a better football team. And I would not have said that 5-6 months ago. So it's really crazy to say. But I'm going to take Texas to win this game 34-24. Texas to cover and the over here.